Yes. It's always sunny in hell. One part fan podcast, one part conspiracy theory. Today's topic of discussion is the flipping season 5 episode, the 10th episode of the 5th season, titled the D period, E period, N period, N period, I period, S period system, otherwise known as a really good episode of the show. Hey, if you look at like season 5, episode 10 written out like that, it almost looks like it says sale.
Yeah?
Yeah, that's the first thing I wanted to say.
Okay, this episode... Oh, also, a little bit of introductions. That down there is Jacob Rewind, and I am Ace Man.
Hello.
Hi. This is a show where we delve into our own conspiracy theory about the show Always Sunny in Philadelphia, where from season 2, episode 1 onwards, it's the gang is dead and they're living out hell. Mm-hmm. They are either in a TV show in hell and it's Truman Show, or it's just the hell. Whichever one. We're trying to figure it out. That's the early stages.
We're fleshing it out. We're putting Polaroids and newspaper articles on our big corkboard conspiracy.
We're trying to fill out a Pepe Sylvia board.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Have I ever showed have you ever seen mine?
I see like a little bit right there in the background, but I don't know. Like I've never
showed you the full thing.
I don't think
when
so.
I first initially conceptualized this podcast, I wanted to make the picture for it me actually pointing at a conspiracy board. So I made one. And I have like full pictures of it, so I'll send them to you and maybe we can use them in later things. But there's crazy shit all over it. Like there's Mac and Dennis and a big heart that says they have to be endgame. There's like the afterlife, and that's collected to a bubble that says, but what if they are in heaven? And then there's a bubble that says, is heaven watching? And then there's another thing that isn't in this. There's like one car accident, one afterlife. That's up there. We talked about that in the last episode. But like, I think I used different pictures for all of them from all over the series, and I used the picture of Frank with the egg, and the egg is circled, and the egg is just circled 1,000 times with the note: does the egg symbolize rebirth?
Egg. Oh man.
Okay, so
this episode is so like it's so simple.
It's very simple.
And the execution is so good.
Oh yeah. Two things about it. It's like one, it's just like that's who Dennis is. That's how he feels about and towards women.
Yeah.
And thing number 2, that's why he's in hell. Also, this is something that I wrote down about the last episode that I forgot to mention. There's a weird dog.
The weird dog in front of the bathrooms.
In front of the bathrooms.
And I've never seen that. I never noticed that dog until you pointed it out in the last episode.
I also never noticed it, and I've seen that episode before. So, if you're ever now when you're if you ever meet Charlie Day, you can say, hey,
what was that dog about?
Weird dog?
What's the dog doing?
What does the dog symbolize? What's the dog about? Yeah, the thing it reminded me of is like when you see those dogs with the holes in their head for coins to go in.
Oh, those? Yeah.
That's what it looked like, but why would you have that in front of the bathroom? So the other thing it makes me think of is when they say they want a junkyard dog to keep maybe they just wanted to have it. But who are you fooling? who are you fooling with a fake dog?
Yeah.
Okay.
But the Dennis system. The
Dennis system.
Oh man.
You ever dentist anybody? Ace
no,
man?
I would never.
Mm-hmm.
It is a pretty horrible thing to do to someone. Put them through emotional turmoil and then be like, I'm sorry, baby, and then fuck like crazy.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah, it's pretty Dennis, definitely,
Yeah.
for sure.
One thing that's like throughout the show that I really love is just any
Mhm.
time that he tries to hook up with a chick and just the other members of the gang are around him while he's trying to hit on someone, it always falls apart because he
The
just gets
gang, yeah,
so angry.
yeah. The gang group dates comes to mind.
Yeah. But in
Yeah,
like an
yeah.
episode like the one where he pretends to be a hippie just to fuck over that one guy,
Yes. That's
he
the gang
succeeds.
finds a dumpster baby.
Yeah. That's a good episode. I really love that episode.
Season 3, episode 1, I'm pretty sure.
It's somewhere in there. But
Yeah, it's
it's
season 3, episode
yeah.
1.
But
We'll check.
it's
Like,
just
I'm
always I
confident.
love whenever like Dennis like has something and then the other members are just being complete idiots and savages.
Yes.
Idiots and or savages.
hmm
Also, D in this episode is really fucking funny and just gets gaslit so hard.
Yeah, funny and also very sad. It's
Yeah.
funny to watch such a sad thing happen to someone, most definitely. Because like it's an interesting episode where like you've got this C plot of Charlie trying it on the waitress, which just makes sense. Dennis has just explained this new thing to him, and he's
Yeah.
like, "All right, I'm willing to try anything." And then this B plot of D being so afraid she's being manipulated that she doesn't realize she's being manipulated. Like it's crazy. And then you also get Dennis, Mac, and Frank fighting over, and I didn't know this. You pointed this out to me on this watch, fighting over Glenn Howerton's actual wife. Like
Yeah.
that's Jill last name.
Put the last name in here right here. I forgot.
You just Googled it or something. Do you
I
not
did.
pull up the history
It's
tab?
like right here. Let me check.
Nah, it's funnier if you have to put it in.
That's true.
Okay. Anyways, but also and knowing that him delivering the line the system of seduction I use to win your heart to her is crazy.
Yeah. But to be fair,
Actually
Rob
crazy.
has repeatedly said "fuck you" to his wife.
You bird.
You
Yeah, to
bird,
his
you
wife. Yeah.
bitch.
Called her a fucking ostrich and I'm pretty sure they were actually married at this point. Fucking pretended to strangle her. Or no, or
Yeah.
no, I'm thinking of yes. Well, that
Are you
has
thinking
happened
about like
too.
whenever he like holds her up by her like
Yeah,
by the
from the
crotch?
Get Times Up for the Gang. That bit's crazy. But also, yeah, your favorite. Shut up, D. Women are always.
That is one of my favorite line deliveries from fucking Rob. Oh fuck.
Okay.
God. Yeah, okay, back on track. Hell.
yes.
How does hell fit
Hell.
into this episode?
How does hell fit into this episode?
Or
Well,
how
the
does
first
this
thing
episode
is, like,
fit into hell? Is
fit it?
better.
Yeah. Is like. It was interesting, like seeing him with the paper there, like explaining it to his friends. It almost feels like a training tape on how to be a shitbag. like you're in hell. Either like I don't know what the context is, but you slide in the VHS and it's like one of two things. It's either like how to torture people or how to find someone who's clearly deserving of being tortured. Like one of the
Yeah.
two. Mm.
One thing's for sure though, that
hmm
this throughout the or in the canon of the show's characters, the grandma lady, what is her name?
Gladys.
Gladys. She's definitely an angel in this universe. She's not a demon at all in this theory.
Okay.
Like she just can't be. There's no way.
There. Yeah. Well. Her grandmother was a lesbian. Okay. Thank you, Gladys.
Fallen angel. Yeah.
So that's Gladys figured out.
Also, this is
But
the
we've
since we're doing
mhm.
these like out of order and
Yep.
like what randomly, like whenever what
Uh-huh.
episodes we feel like doing. This is the
Jumping
first
around.
episode that we have seen Ben, but not whenever he was
And the
introduced
waitress.
into the show, and the
Yes.
waitress.
Yeah. So we've got two kind of side characters
Yeah.
to begin pondulating upon.
Yeah.
We've got Ben and we've got the waitress. The waitress feels pretty big. Let's circle back to her. Let's
Yeah.
talk about Ben for a while. So in this episode, we have the interaction of Ben getting his face painted. I'm saying, "How does it look?" Dee says, "You look like a lizard." He
I like
responds with,
turtles.
"I like turtles." I think Ben is a robot. I think Ben might actually be a robot automaton boy. I'm thinking now, and like the other thing, this moment in a later episode feels very robot to me. The one where like Dee gives birth and they're like interviewing everybody who could be the dad.
Yeah.
The bit where she's just like, "Sometimes she tricks me." And I'm like, "What do you mean?" He's like, "Sometimes she tricks me into sex." Like, that feels very robot to me. Like, he's an automaton with a piston penis that
Oh
Dee likes
fuck.
to ride on, I think, and he just doesn't understand. Like,
Oh fuck. She
man,
tricks me sometimes.
she tricks me sometimes. It's actually fucked up.
Dude, him in the car is such a funny like
Oh!
introduction to him in in this episode.
Yes.
Like it's just
Just the
so out of
fact.
nowhere. Like
Yeah, yeah.
I've been seeing him again. He's out in the car right now. It's like
He's in the car right now in
what?
100 degree
And then they
weather with the
just they
windows up.
go to see him in the car. Like
Hmm.
that's one of my favorite things that Sunny does, and other shows probably do it too. But like I notice it a lot in Sunny, where like a character says something like matter of fact, like they know and it's not a big deal, and then the other characters are like, "What?" And then they cut to them at the place, and then reacting to
Oh,
the thing. You
got it,
know?
got it, got it. Or just like that feels very the introduction of the duster.
Oh,
Guys,
the dust.
guys, I've got news. I've got
I've got
terrible news.
terrible news.
What is going on? It's a leather jacket. It's badass, and I look like Lorenzo Lamas or fucking whatever he says. But yeah, yeah.
Oh fuck. It usually happens
Man.
like like another thing. I think that type of thing happens whenever they find the like someone mentions the sludge monster in the bathroom in one episode.
Oh, that's fucking the Gang Ten's bar, like the sludge monster. What about the sludge monster? Because I love the Gang Ten's bar. What do you want to
Yeah.
say about the sludge
It's don't they
monster?
do that setup where like someone mentions it offhand and then they're like, "What?" And then they go to the bathroom and then they're like, "What the fuck is this thing?"
Um, no, I think they mention it, and Charlie's just like, the yuck puddle. The
Oh, the
yuck
yuck
puddle is what
puddle.
it's called. He's like, I could do, um, they're like talking about the crate in the alley and how it's a big mystery and how they want to check it out. And then Dennis is like, "What about the yuck puddle? You know, there's a mystery. Why doesn't it go away?" And then they go to it. They divide and conquer. Frank and Dee
Yeah.
go to like clear the lines, and Frank talks about how he gave himself a tapeworm on purpose. Parentheses Jerry, and then
Fuck yeah.
Dennis, and then Charlie and Mac are in the bathroom, and he's like mopping at it. He's like, "I think this thing has a mind of its own. I think it might be alive. I've seen bones floating in it and that kind of shit." And then,
Oh fuck.
yeah,
Yeah. The Gang Tens Bar is a good episode, which will
I love the Gang
definitely
Ten's
be
bar.
because that is a definite they are in hell, definitively in that episode.
Well, yeah, cause like that's another thing. Like the reason that episode happens is because the gang has never needed 210 bar. They
Yeah,
don't need 210 bar because the bar is a fucking set.
yeah,
Like the bar doesn't need to be tended. The bar is a fucking farce. It's a farce, a farce bar.
A
Okay,
farce
other
bar.
things in the Dennis system.
Yeah, other things in the
Great
dentist
great cold
system.
open.
Um, you noted that the the background of the pharmacy said
We're talking about
like
this, yeah.
something
So Dennis goes to the
neighbor
pharmacy.
pharmacy.
Dennis goes to the pharmacy and it says Nabo Farm. Nabo Farm. So we're missing an R and an ACY. So like imagine our cork board and then like just like a piece of paper with Sharpie on it with an R and a question mark and then an ACY and a question mark
Does it
and then
say
like a
like
sticky note that says
General
look for
Nabo
hidden letters.
Farm?
Something. Let me pull it
Because
up.
it starts with
It's
like
right
there's
it's
one
right
word that
here.
starts with a G. Good Nabo Farm. But I
GNP.
just thought that was a little funny. That has no real weight in the theory.
Nope. Yeah, it's just
But
another thing on the corkboard. Maybe we'll start looking for hidden letters.
it is just funny, like that does read like something that you would see in a dream sequence. Like
Yeah.
in a lucid dream where you're trying to
Yeah,
read something
you're
and
missing letters.
it doesn't read
Yeah.
correctly.
Mhm. And of course, we'd be remiss to not mention Frank's Magnum Dong.
Oh, that's a fucking yes.
That's like a meme that people like when I was watching this show with other people, I was like, what's a meme from this show that you'd like to see the episode of? And like this was one of them.
Yeah.
And like, yeah, everybody loves. Oh, ooh, I dropped my Magnum condom that I use for my, or no, my Magnum condom.
Monster condom that I
Is
use for
it?
my Magnum Dong.
Yeah, that's right. It's Monster Condom for Magnum Dong. I got it wrong.
Yeah.
And
Ben
then
is
Ben has
always
the
so
most.
dripped out, dude. He's got the polo and the fucking jorts, dude.
Mm-hmm.
God
That
damn.
is a tenet of his character, the jean shorts, which is like so fucking weird. Like he gets back from war. Yeah, he wasn't on the front lines. He was like an intern or like a tech specialist or whatever. And then a stranger gifts him a pair of jean shorts,
And that's his whole thing.
which becomes his thing, his whole thing. Like
Oh, fuck. While playing Kiss from a Rose by Seal.
And then Frank gives him the salute.
Yeah. Oh, that's so. There used to be a great tower.
Alone on the sea,
You and
you
me.
made
Oh,
the
fuck.
light on the dark side of me.
So good.
Life became a
It's crazy that song was made
to
for the
on the
Batman
way.
movie.
Yeah, that's weird. It's a great song to
It's
sing.
yeah, it is. But yeah, oh, fuck. Okay. So the waitress.
Baby, I could carry you to a kiss from a rose on the grave. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. So we've covered Ben. Kind of. He's a robot.
Ooh, sorry. Okay, I'll stop.
So the waitress. The waitress is a
Yes.
recurring character featured in episode 1 of the show.
Mm-hmm.
Season 1, episode
Mhm.
1 is
Yeah.
Charlie's recurring like stalking victim.
Okay. Mhm.
Like
Yeah.
so she is
Yeah.
established before the fucking the moment
Before I posit that they go to hell,
Yeah.
which would suggest either she's been brought to hell or she's in hell too, or she was on alive and on Earth and she's been like replicated.
Yeah.
Because something you posited was like, what if Charlie's the one who's not dead or is in control or all this is his hallucination? Like that would be like it would be like an interesting like requirement or demand of his. Is like, yeah, sure, I'll be in hell, but I have to have the waitress.
Yeah, right.
Like maybe she won't be with me today, but she'll be with me in another day. Another thing that I find so interesting is like the waitress's name. What is it?
We don't know.
Why are we not allowed to know it? There's
After
a thing.
we're at season 16 currently. Season 17 is on the horizon, possibly.
True.
And we do not
yeah.
know the waitress's name. Because
But they
nobody
do.
gives a shit.
The creators fucking know it.
Yeah.
They agreed on it. But they won't tell us. And there's maybe this is if we're feeling especially in a Waitress mood, there's a very specific episode I'd like to visit. And it's Sweet D sinks in a bog. There is because I have an interesting thing. I think that the Waitress could be like a Rumpelstiltskin-esque demon where if you say her name, she loses her power, or it's a reverse Rumpelstiltskin where, because here's the scene, right? Is that Dee's sinking in a bog. The Waitress offers to help her after hitting her with a sigh, which is so fucking funny. The Waitress offers to help her if Dee says her name.
Yeah, right.
We see a lot of time pass, and Dee says, "Oh my god, you bitch, I must have said your name like 8,000 times." And the Waitress does say, like, "Oh, you said it a while ago. I just wanted to see you suffer." And it's a very interesting moment for me to look at, because it's almost like she was free in that moment to actually say what she thought and felt, like, "Oh, you said my name, you broke my curse. I just wanted to sit here and torment you for a while." Like, I don't know. We might have to like go to that episode to unpack it fully, but like that moment sticks with me. The moment of like the fact that like Dee canonically said the Waitress's name, and then there's almost like a shift in her. Well, I don't know. It's like a shift in her the moment that she has Dee alone and she's not under the influence of alcohol, and like, yeah. Because they don't know her name. They won't say her name. Nobody does know her name.
Yeah. Because they all forget. Charlie might know, but then is Charlie. So you don't know what's going on in that funny brain of his. It's funny because I feel like it's one of those moments where, like, even in the real world, if you're used to calling someone by a name, you would just forget after, like, they've been calling her the Waitress for over 10 years.
Yeah.
Like, over 15 years.
Yeah.
In the show.
Fuck. Yeah. How do you get away with that?
Yeah.
This was so we've talked a little bit, and then this was an idea that I had that it could be either very fun or very difficult or very stupid or all of the above. Is that I posit the question, what is the Aceman system and what is the Jacob system? I gotta think for a minute.
Oh.
J. Join in activity. A. Ask for consent. C. Confirm consent. O. Overstay welcome. B. Bye.
That's the end of the episode. I don't know what the Aceman system is.
The end of the episode. No, I came up with words. I did my second grade homework. What's the Aceman system?
Fuck.
Or the Ben maneuver.
The Ben maneuver. Oh shit.
You can slip engage physically in either.
Yeah. Well, I know the Aceman system starts with the word acquire, but I don't know where to go from there.
Acquire broad.
Acquire information. Concede.
Ooh, yes.
And then eternally torment self. That's the ACE system. Yeah.
Now, viewers, if you've got a system tied to your name, make sure to send it to us. That's 204-9166 Sunny spelt wrong. 214-9166 Sunny spelt wrong.
Are we gonna do ratings? We didn't do rating on the last
Oh!
one.
Oh! 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 Yeah. We should do ratings of some sort.
Yeah.
At
But
least
rating
for reference.
rating on what value though? On the
Mm.
hell theory, like how good it works with the hell theory, or how good the episode is?
How good the episode is, because how good it works with the hell theory, there'll just
That's very
obviously be some that are
subjective.
like meh,
Yeah.
and some that'll just be like ooh.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So
This
like
episode I rate is a solid 7 to 8 out of 10 for me.
This is so hard. This is so hard. Like, I look at seasons and episodes of this show, and I try to pick favorites. I try to pick best, and it's like I could approach it like super analytically and be like, but like I'd have to. That would be like its own fucking process, like
Yeah,
approaching
right.
it that analytically and trying to pick favorites. But like, fuck. Like, this is a really good fucking episode. Like, this is a good
Yeah.
episode of the show. But this is a good episode of a great show. So, like, what do I do? Do I start grading it on
But
an
like, okay,
unfair curve? Where even though...
this is what I'm doing is that I'm like referencing it to other episodes that I know for me are 10 out of 10s. You know, so
Mm,
yours would probably be Gang Ten's Bar would be a 10 out of 10, right?
mm,
And so how does this match up to that episode in comparison? You know? Like just how it
yeah.
flows, like the plots, how it like, you know, cuz this episode is like it's just messy enough where I'm like this is sunny, you know?
Yeah.
This is always sunny in Philadelphia.
This is also a thing that I have, is where anytime I'm thinking about scoring TV or movies, I look at it, and even if it's wherever it is, good or bad, like I'm looking at it and it's like I couldn't fucking do this. Like,
Yeah.
make it, call it a 10. I've never even done anything close to that. Like, are you kidding me? In Aspen Hotel, they had to write fucking songs. Who cares if I didn't think the characters were charming? Like, that's hard.
Yeah.
Because that's the thing, right? Is do I start grading on a curve where like this episode is a 5, not because it's a 5, but because I know other episodes are 6s and like barely any episodes are 4. I don't. This is too stressful. Wait until I'll start ranking them in a schminute.
Okay,
I don't know.
Okay, I'm gonna say that the last episode that we watched, which was season 2, episode 1, for the last
Charlie gets
episode of the
crippled.
podcast. Yeah, Charlie gets crippled.
Yeah.
That episode for me is a 5 out of 10.
I'll give
It
that
is
a 5 out of 10.
full.
Yeah.
It is full middle of the road
And I'll
because
give Dennis a
it is
7. Sure.
so messy.
Mhm.
But it also sets up a lot, and it's really good. Like it like introduces Frank really well, but it also
Yep.
doesn't know how Frank works in the dynamic yet, and that's why it's
Yep.
really messy and doesn't really work in a lot of areas. But it's still a good episode, and there's a lot of good charm to it, which is why
Yeah.
it's like it. That's the baseline. That's the middle. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So far we're sitting at Charlie gets crippled at a 5 and Dennis System at a 7.
Yeah. I would say Dennis System 7 to 8, but like if I had to pick one, it would probably be 7 because this is like messy. But again, I really do like how messy it is.
I would also lean towards 8 just because like for me, and this doesn't apply to just TV, it applies to like art in general. Like especially like improv theater. Like this is to me this is how you rank improv theater especially. But it applies also to like every TV show I've watched and every movie I've
Yeah.
watched, every book I've read is like do you remember it later? Did it give you something
Yeah.
to remember? And like the Dennis System, like just this television character outlining and demonstrating his system for courting a woman is so like actually demented and messed up. That it's very like, but also real. It's like very memorable and cool. So like I'd lean towards
And
like,
who doesn't love a
D
little bit
as
of
well.
Magnum Dong?
Yeah.
I got my monster condoms. I got
Ah,
my what 100s. I'm ready to
I'm ready to
plow.
plow. Have you ever in your life held a wad of hundreds?
No,
It's fucking crazy. That's the dream.
that is the dream.
That'll be
The
the
dream
first
is to be
post.
Frank Reynolds. The dream is to
Yeah.
live like dog shit, but have infinite money.
Well,
What are you
guys,
searching
the
up
dentist
there?
system, the dentist system is a good episode. What did you think of the episode? Please be the first person to add your personal experience. Be sure to be ready for the next episode. We'll watch another one. I remember a time where I almost got hit by a firework. Make sure to subscribe. And Ace Man has something else to consider.
I am considering. Bye. Horschneisner. You had the T-ball up and I fucking whiffed it so hard.